Hey y'all, it's Nick Neon and
Eric Unrated.
And today we're gonna talk about love at first sight. This is our second episode as part of our series Tough Love.
So, have you had it? Has it ever happened to you?
No, I don't think I have with any of the people I ended up with.
Okay.
Like none of the people that I've had long-standing relationships with, or even like, you know what? As I just said that, something just popped into my head, and there's one person. It didn't, but that's the thing. It's like you have to ask, like, I guess like my question to you is like,
on it.
is also just like what constitutes like love at first sight. Like is it just that initial feeling that you're like, oh man, I'm that person, something about that person, even if it doesn't pan out. Like, I mean, is that okay? Because if that's the case, then I got one. There's only one in my entire life.
I guess that's hard to say because you can have those moments with people where you can see them and like imagine everything, but like I guess without having experienced it, it's hard to say if it could have even led to something. Do you know what I mean?
I've always fallen into things with people. Like of course there's initial attractions and like, you know, whether it's like a hookup or a relationship, like I've always had like an initial attraction to someone and I'm like, oh, whoa, who's that? Mm-hmm. But like, yeah, that moment of like where you truly have like a stronger sense of who that person is before you even know them.
Yeah. Like I think it's the whole thing is you see them and your whole entire being just feels it. Like everything lights up. It's like that body electric feeling.
But how it first started, it's like, it was technically love at first sight because I was in a gloomy period and I was, you know, like kind of feeling very lonely and not sure what to do about like relationships in life. And I had downloaded every single app there was for like a gay dude to download, and I was just like,
damn.
I was living in Korea and I was like looking through stuff and I was not there was no win. I was like, there was nothing happening. It was like torsos, penises, like random dudes, and then I'd like click on their profile and then they'd be like talking about dick size and this, and I was like,
naturally,
fuck all this. And then I like tried Tinder and I tried this other stuff and it was like, still the same thing, and I just didn't feel like I was gonna connect with anyone. But then I remember one night, it was like maybe like 5 a.m, because Grindr works off like location, so if a new person enters the location, then they'll pop up on the grid and you become familiar. It's like being in a lunch cafeteria, like where you're like with the same people every day, and then all of a sudden there's the new kid in school. That's what it feels. So like one day I noticed there was like a new person, and like his picture was of him like on a rooftop, like somewhere in Europe. And he was just like sitting there, and it was just like this really artistic picture out of there was no comparing that picture to the rest of the pictures. No offense to
production value.
There was production value, but like artistic spirit.
Okay.
And that I was instantly like, who's that? But I was like, I'm not answering. I'm not messaging anyone else on Grindr because everyone's scaring the fuck out of me. Mm-hmm. And by chance, like a day or two later, I ended up like seeing him on Tinder with the same picture, and I was like, and yeah, but before that moment I was like, I don't know, it's not gonna, and I almost swiped left because I didn't think he would be interested, and I was like, but who cares?
That you should go through with it.
Just always swipe right for what you want, and I swiped right, and it was like ding, and then he messaged me like 2 minutes later, and
clingy.
No, it was, and it became like one of my favorite like memories ever. I
mean, based off of the stories you told me and like the first date and everything, if it's obviously, so I'm thinking, like, was some.
We knew each other. We did. That's an yeah. I guess I did have it. I thought like going into this episode, I was gonna be like, yeah, I never had it, but I really saw something in that moment, and yeah, I guess that constitutes love at first sight.
You were there when it happened to me.
Yeah.
Like he was there to witness it, the grand moment, because I was thinking about this and I was like, all right, like obviously I thought I was in love with my ex, so when I first saw him I was like, I was thinking to myself, I was like, is that love at first sight? And I recapped it, no.
With your ex?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we were at a friend's party, like we got invited, and I assumed that it wasn't going to happen because she flakes out of everything. Love you. And
smooches, besos.
So we go to this party and we're hanging around. We're there for a while, and then
it was a holiday party.
Yeah, and then we go off to the side to like have us a little break. And like as we're talking, I just happen to look over and see someone dancing, and in that moment, he looked back at me, And I shit you not, that whole scene from the West Side Story where everything, you get the tunnel vision and anything else blurs out is exactly what happened. Like, I'll never forget that exact moment as he just happened to look back and like was smiling and then like saw me and smiled again and like winked and then just kept dancing, and I was like, who is that? Like, I need
remember,
to know.
Yeah, he was like,
he was there for the entire, that short amount of time that I had with him. I don't know, like I was, as I got older, alright, here's the thing, as I got older and reflected, I was like, okay, obviously I spent more time with my ex, so like I thought that there was more love involved there because like naturally you have to spend more time with somebody to be in love, and then as I got older I was like, no, that's not the case. Like, every little moment he and I had together, whether it was like helping him move into his new apartment and like building a bookshelf with him, like, you know what was the final nail in the coffin? We were unpacking some of his stuff and he came across a ukulele or guitar or whatnot and was like, oh yeah, like I got this from like Portugal or Peru or whatnot, and was like, can I sing a song to you that I learned there? And was like tuning it and like sang to me in like Portuguese, and I was like, ask me to marry you right now, it's going down, I swear to God. Like, I'll wear napkins for a wedding dress or whatever. We'll work it out, we'll work on the deets. I would have loved a relationship out of it, but honestly I would not trade one single moment from like me telling him how I don't speak Spanish at all and him buying me a birthday card and crossing out every single word and writing the Spanish translation above it. Ugh, what is this?
feelings. We're getting feels. I know, I'm like, wait, is this recording?
No,
I'm getting like, no, because I'm getting caught up in the same feels, and I'm like...
For the record, I'm one of the least emotional people you'll like ever encounter or whatnot, or never encounter. I don't know. Mm-hmm. So like, you're getting to see
the tender side of...
Quick, let me break something. So, have you guys ever experienced love at first sight? Like, let us know. Has it panned out?
Yeah, that's my big question, is like, anyone who watches this, like, and has experienced, like, love at first sight, whatever that might mean to you, like, are you still with that person? Because, like, I know that in my case, like, with that person, I sometimes still think about it, and I wish it did pan out.
Yeah.
I mean, sad.
Who knows what the future holds?
Yeah, I guess.
And
that's
as always, please like, subscribe, share, and I went a little backwards. I'm going a little backwards, but for my bow tie, it's made by Extra Sweet Bowtique. You can find all the details in the description down below, and let us know if you can guess the reference. I don't know if it's close enough to see, but we'll work it out.
We'll figure this out.
On that note, adios.
Deuces.